Hey YouTube! Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to host a murder mystery dinner party. You can do this for your birthday, for spooky season, it can be any time. Honestly, even New Year's would be kind of fun. It doesn't have to just be in this month of October, but I happen to have an October birthday, so I just went ahead and used that as the theme for my birthday party. I have hosted one before, and this is now my second time that I've done it, so I can definitely give you some tips and tricks on how to throw one. It's really fun, and surprisingly, I feel like you'll see your friends or family get super into it. So let's talk about how to throw one. First things first, I'm gonna show you some of the content and some of the videos that were taken during my party so you have a little bit of context. So here you go. Ton of different murder mystery games that you can choose from. I think they even sell some of them as like board games at Target or Walmart, but I have a personal preference of the type of murder mystery party I like, and it is from this company. I don't know if they're called Murderous Decisions, but I can link the exact, it's like Devecchi Studios. I can link the exact game and kit that I have used for my party. And again, I've used this company twice, and I just really preferred this method of murder mystery. So with this kit, how it works is you can actually pick and choose the different types of murder mystery themes. This one is called Murder at the Manor. So this is kind of like an English manor. It's not necessarily a like a timepiece style game, but it definitely gives more of a like royal English vibe. So this was still kind of fun to play up and dress up with. But I know there's like murder at the pizzeria, murder on the train, murder at Christmas time. There's all different, you know, kinds of kits and games to choose from, but I just wanted a dinner party, so this one kind of spoke to me. So this one is technically Murder at the Manor. This is the expansion pack up to 20 people, which is exactly the amount of people that I had play the game. And the kit itself comes with different characters and scripts per character. It comes with evidence that you can read out per round, or there is actually, with this kit that I really love, audio evidence. So you can play it over Bluetooth or on a speaker, and it releases clues per round. And it has the whole instruction manual inside this kit of how to do it, and it's really easy. The kit also came with these whodunit little pieces of paper, where basically if you're the murderer, you make an X, and then you number these 1 through whatever, so 1 through 20 or 1 through 14, whatever kit you're doing. It also comes with a cute little award, so if you want to do best costume, best acting, best detective, best ad-libs, this is just a cute little thing they throw in there. And then also they give you little name cards, which is cute. I personally like to customize all of these things, so I didn't end up using any of these that the kit came with, but if you wanted to just use it, they do have it in there. So I'm going to explain to you how the game itself works. So there are technically 3 rounds, but you do start with starting evidence and introduction. So that's separate from round 1, round 2, round 3. It's actually act 1, act 2, act 3. For 20 people, the game was around 3 to 3.5 hours with intros, the audio evidence, and all of the evidence played between each round. And we also did break for food. Because it was a dinner party, I wanted each round to line up with almost like a 3-course meal. So for round 1, we did apps, round 2, we did dinner, round 3 was dessert. So that was kind of my mindset for that. And in totality, it was, I think it was around 3 to 3.5 hours with all of that combined. So I hosted my party. I told my guests to arrive at 5. We did a cocktail hour, had people show up in costume for the first hour, which was amazing. That way people got to get some content, get some light bites, get a drink, and then we started the game at 6 and ended a little bit after 9. I would say for the party, think between 5 and 9 if you're doing 20 people. If you're doing less than, I'm sure it will take 2.5 hours. So maybe you do 5 to 8. and that should be fine as well. Pro tip for this is not a typical, maybe you've seen it online or maybe like a movie or television show of a murder mystery where people are walking around and acting out and someone dies that night. Like, that is not this specific game. We actually know who is murdered. Lord Heathcliff in this specific kit was murdered. So we already know who the victim was. The object of the game is to find the killers. It's really fun, the host can play, and this worked out really great for me and my husband who helped me with the party, because he was technically the ghost of Lord Heathcliff since he was still there. He was actually bartending and helping finish cooking, setting the food out, making sure that everything for the party was running smoothly, and he just threw on some black angel wings and he was dressed in all black. So he was technically the ghost of Lord Heathcliff, the victim, but he didn't have any speaking roles or parts, which worked out great. It's a dinner party format. So there was a long table for me that I set up, and I had to assign seats, and I actually put people's character in a cute little envelope on their plates, or basically at their seats, so they could find out where they were sitting. I also just like this version because it's more organized. So one person at a time stands up, reads their intros, reads their per round statements, and then gets asked a question. And people who are sitting down get to vote on what question we get to ask them and how they answer. It's a really cool method. So there's still a little bit of unpredictability there. It just is more organized and everyone takes their turn. Basically, just everyone has to listen and pay attention. It was a way easier way than everyone kind of just running around the house. You're missing certain things and missing conversations. So I just like the streamlined version. And it's like a show and it's really fun. You get to sit there and you get to watch all your friends and family speak. The cool thing is that they really don't have to improv if they don't want to. They can just read off of their script. I of course have some friends that really played up to their character and threw a lot of ad libs in there, stayed to the main script, but also made it this big ensemble, which was really, really fun. I am extra, and I sent out my invites, I think over a month in advance. Also, me and my husband did supply all of the food and the drinks for the night, so we really wanted to make sure we had an RSVP of how many people were coming and how many people we needed to cook and provide drinks for. So I was excited. I was really excited to lock people in because it is character assigned. It is more serious than just like an open invite party. So I think that when you are inviting your friends, just being like, hey, I do need a yes or no, or else I'll have to reassign your character. But the cool thing is that with this kit, it's okay if someone doesn't show up. You just basically not include them in the story. It doesn't necessarily change the storyline, as again, the killer is assigned night of in person when people get there. So it's okay if people end up not being able to make it, but of course you can utilize every character that is given within the kit. I'm going to explain how I assigned the killer that night. And again, the host can play. So I essentially had these 20 blank envelopes, and then inside I had put a little message saying private, do not share, and it fit perfectly in this little envelope. I mixed it up at random, kind of like shuffled them like cards, and then that night as guests were arriving or running around, I had them pick a red envelope. When they open it up, it would let them know if they are or not the killer. So there was only one of these that said you are the killer, the other 19 were not. It's kind of fun. Your guests show up and they don't realize that they could be the killer, and it's just a fun way for them to immediately get into character and try to poker face and bluff. This was my method of doing that instead of doing this. But my pro tip is don't forget to number, whether you put that up here at the bottom or somewhere in your red envelope. Make sure you number between 1 and 20, and make sure number 20 is the murder. So character assignment. I had a really fun time assigning characters for this specific kit. I will actually list the different characters right here. It was really fun to kind of go through and pick different people, all of my friends and family to assign it to. Now, you know your friends obviously, and maybe who they can tap into or play up into that character. And so I was M. Fatale, the widow of the party. That was my character. And I'll put this here. I sent them their character card ahead of time. The descriptions are actually on the front of their character scripts. So when you open up the kit, you don't have to actually read through their scripts, but on the front it will give a description. And that's exactly what I sent to them. So when they arrived, it kind of aligned with what they were envisioning. They don't have to do it to a T of what exactly the character description is, but they can use it as inspo. And honestly, friends arriving in costume is probably my favorite part, to see how people interpreted it and just their character come to life. Let's talk about the party and the decorations. So again, I had one long table. I had black linen, maroon, like burgundy runners, maroon burgundy napkin linens, gold chargers, black plastic party plate package, and gold plastic silverware candle votives. For lighting, we wanted the whole house to be in red. So my husband is a photographer, and he had some red kind of film that you can buy. I believe he got it at his local camera store, but you can probably get it on Amazon. And it's basically a red film that you can tape over the light bulbs that you already have in your house, and it won't burn it or anything. We also had some up lights in the color red, just in different corners of the house to make it that more spooky vibe. My husband has a fog machine, so we were able to utilize that as well. The theme wasn't necessarily spooky or haunted house. That wasn't the vibe that I was going for. You absolutely can spookify it up if you want, but the only really spooky thing that I had was these things that like change. So we put these on all of our doors, and when you walked by, they changed the faces of all of the portraits and frames. So that was kind of the only spooky thing that we had in the house. I always host Thanksgiving at my house, so I already had some like faux kind of garland greenery that I had on the charcuterie table. For the actual bar, we put a kind of pop-up bar, and we themed it the Afterlife bar. So that's where Lord Heathcliff went to, and we put grave stones, like tombstones everywhere, and that like creepy webbing netting stuff. So we did do a little bit of a spooky graveyard thing, but we played it up into that's the bar area. So when guests arrived, they could see where they were sitting because I made these really adorable top secret confidential manila folders of their name. This is Ned Sadler. He is the stable boy. And fun fact, he was our killer that night, which was super fun. It was my friend Raphael. Inside of the manila folder, there was their character scripts, which I'll have to insert a photo because I've thrown all of them away in the midst of the party. I got these cute little top secret notepads. I got some golf pencils, like red golf pencils. I also did a photo challenge, which I can also put up here. So it's just another fun way to get some content for your party, but you put it on your guests as opposed to you, because I literally took one video the entire party because I was hosting and running around and just trying to enjoy the moment. I highly recommend doing some sort of video or photo challenge, and I took that in there as well. I got these on Amazon as well. I got the top secret stickers on Amazon. I'll link everything below, but this was just a cool, fun way to basically do seat assignments, but have all of their stuff kind of put away in here. I also just want to show you the bar menu that we had, or that I made. My husband used to bartend, so he helped come up with the specialty cocktails for this, but it's so cute because I had them named after some of my favorite crime TV shows, like Only Murders in the Building, Law and Order SVU, Bones, obviously the podcast Crime Junkie, and then Criminal Minds. I made this on Canva. It was really easy, but the Afterlife bar, so this was technically our bar menu. I was also pleasantly surprised this year as I guessed the killer. Me and two of my other friends got it right. So basically at the very end of the game, after you've heard everyone's scripts, you've answered questions, you've asked questions, and you've heard all of the audio clues throughout the game, then at the end you get to stand up and accuse who you think did it. And I knew it was Mr. Ned Sadler. I was actually between two people the whole time, but around round 3 is when I really started to pay attention to what Ned was saying, and there were some inconsistencies of his story. and it was all in all a really fun time. So it was really cool. This is a video of us all finding out who did it.
We got to realize.
I know they did it.
Oh,
I
shit.
fucking knew
Is it between them?
dude.
It's
Wait.
between the professor.
It's Nate.
This is how you find out that there is the murderer. So remember when I told you about these red envelopes, numbered between 1 and 20, 20 being the murderer. Now, again, you can number them on the inside. So the very end of the game, once everyone has made their accusations, we're gonna start with number 1. If you are card number 1, stand up. That will then show the rest of the audience or the rest of the characters that that person is not guilty. So slowly, one by one, so you would go number 2, stand up, 3, 4, in chronological order. And so once everyone has kind of started to step up, again, some of these people may have been accused. So it's just a fun way to be like, oh my gosh. And then of course, the last person to stand up is the actual murderer. I will definitely be doing a murder mystery dinner party again in the future, but I like to switch it up every now and then. I've done a Love Island birthday party, I've done a Met Gala, red carpet, 3-course wine pairing party, obviously this murder mystery party, so I'm excited to see what's in store for next year, and let me know if you have any ideas or any questions.